7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy.
Wait for it. Thick and slick.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, presented by TLR Coatings and Duragno Guitar Works. I'm struggling. I still haven't gotten the thing for it. It's coming. Promise. It's coming.
Logo's there.
The logo's going to be in the corner again. So, I mean, we're actually giving, I guess, more exposure because the logo's in the corner where you can see it on the video. Like it's right in front of you right now.
Either way, check those guys out.
Yeah, custom guitars fit for you, just like your bike, your mountain bike, your car, whatever the hell you want. I mean, they make custom
Just
guitars.
pulled Mathis a little bit there.
What?
So the stuff fit for your tires, your car, or whatever.
Well, that's what it is.
That's what he does with it. I know, but
guitars
I just thought that was
that
the first
are
thing I thought
sized for you.
It says
I
that with
mean,
Max's thing.
well, you know what? Whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. We are here wrapping up round 2, St. Louis. Lots to talk about from it, lots to unwrap from it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on the video. I know we put it out there kind of last show that did you like longer videos, shorter videos? We got a few responses for the longer videos were okay, so we're going to continue to do the longer videos. I did, however, make an intro. We're going to do some we're going to do sections. So
Yeah, I'm staring at your alfalfa, dude.
oh, is it?
It's
That's
bad.
good, dude. I need a haircut.
It's bad.
It's all right. I don't care. So anyway, my God, I'll put it down. Put it away. I'll put it away. I'm all self-conscious. Anyway, so we are gonna have sections. So if you can't watch the whole show all at once, I will put up a 250 and a 450 section. But obviously, to see the intro part, you'll have to watch the whole big video. So also make sure to follow us on all the social media. You were posting some stuff on the Instagram this weekend because you were at the race, so that was cool.
Yeah, I just Thursday decided 6 hours away. I'm gonna rip on down. Got a Honda Civic and yeah, checked
Sweet.
it out and it's pretty cool being there. It's like an East Coast A1.
It was nice for you to tell us because we found out when you text us that picture
Yeah, we didn't know.
of
Nice.
Yeah, I was kind of low key about
Of the
it
pits,
and just
so-
went. So, but yeah, I did a cool little video. The Chad Reed thing was cool, and then did some live tweeting in practice, and some of the bands interacted too with the Twitter account. I think ATX Brad. So shout out to Brad. Got a few new followers from last week, so thank you guys, and yeah, just keep Twitter fingering, I guess. So.
Alright.
Cole was tempted to go ask Eldon Baker if his guys are using steroids.
Yeah, so
all right, well, we've got
so
our
yeah,
steroid
we'll just
reference.
get that out of the way.
We got that
Our
already out of the
doping
way.
reference is in.
We'll just get that out of the way.
We're 5 minutes in. We've already got the doping reference in.
Yeah, so I was about from me
Except
to
for
the
2 minutes
camera
now.
away from Alden and Roger, and I sent a picture of them in the group chat, and I said, you know what kind of dope you guys using or whatever, and that's how they found out I was
Mexican
there.
supplements.
But
Okay.
yeah, that was that.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Dude,
here.
we're trying for 2 minutes next time.
Hey, kid. All right, great.
Also, it's a little hot in here.
Oh
Jesus
God, here we go.
Christ.
This is Statler boy. Oh!
Bro,
Whoa!
you took it off too soon. You should have waited.
No,
Where'd you get that one at?
unfortunately, this is a Feld royalty shirt.
Oh, boo.
Really?
This is about when I went to A1 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. I was to say because I don't.
I think it would have been perfect when we transitioned to the 450 if you would have took that off.
Yeah, that would have been
Oh,
alright.
I know. I just wanted
wanted
it
to
early.
get it out.
I just wanted to get it out, man, to keep those people engaged.
Can I get to the rest of the?
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry.
opening stuff here, though, so we can get through this and actually get to
alright,
the
alright.
show.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so follow us on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, tweeting. You can listen to us on podcasts on Apple Podcasts or SoundCloud. If you can't watch the show, make sure you can support us. If you want to support, obviously clicking the like, the sub, commenting, that all helps us get exposure here on the actual YouTube. However, if you want to actually support us, we have a Patreon page with a bunch of different levels, so that's cool. You may, even if you support us enough, get that Roczen shirt that's right there off his back if you fit it.
Should have got it signed, honestly.
There are Amazon links in the description. which will which if you click those and then it just takes you to Amazon and you can buy whatever you want on Amazon. We get a small slice. That helps us out. Or we also have Moto Aftermath Show t-shirts for sale, which there's a link in the description below, and you can buy those, and those are directly through us. I, package them up and ship them a little love note to you saying thanks for buying a t-shirt. This is great.
You write love notes?
I write love notes.
You write a poem in that?
I write notes in every single package we send out. Yeah, thanks for supporting the show.
You should type it out. I've seen your handwriting.
Yeah, I know, I do type it so they can actually read it. Then I just sign it, a little T, little R, boom, we're good.
Love Moto Aftermath Show?
We're good. What?
With love from the Moto Aftermath Show?
Yeah, with love from the Moto Aftermath Show, because we're all about love. No hate comms. Hashtag no hate comms.
Right.
So anyway,
well, speaking of hate comms, are we getting into fantasy?
we're getting into fantasy right off the bat. So I did okay this week.
Oh, did you?
Pulp MX fantasy. I scored. Bro, I did better than last week.
You were 1 point away from the best number there is.
What?
What?
191?
Oh,
Good.
God. So I scored 190 points. In 250s, I had Frenchie, who fucked me with 12. Lieb, who also fucked me with 11. That was great.
Yeah, you went down on first lap.
Yeah.
I like how you picked people that I picked last week, and it worked for me, but it definitely ain't worked.
No!
That's kind of how my
pissed me
set
off.
went.
Yeah.
So, we'll get it
Anyway, Luke Clout, 42.
You almost went with the exact
Which
same.
was awesome, and then Jet Lawrence, which scored me 34. I was really excited. I was on that Lawrence hype train there, and then all of a sudden our fade started hard, and well.
Yeah, at least you
there
didn't
we
pick Jet Lawrence and A. Marlin.
Well, yeah. And then in the 450s, I had
Both of them?
Osborne.
So did Matt.
Osborne scored me 36. Bloss scored me 28. Hill 28. And Webb was awesome with 13. And I did pick first lap leaders and missed both of those with with Justin Cooper and Vince Priest. So, how did you boys do?
My turn or his turn?
I don't care. One of you. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know what each one of
Did
my...
you do the best?
Yes, I did. I got
Okay,
you.
let me go then. Let me just get this out of the way. 'Cause I'm a little
boy.
frustrated.
Did you score less than me?
I don't know.
Were you less than 190?
I think you guys were pretty close.
We were pretty dang close,
Yeah.
but I went really conservative after my first round. I thought was going to do really well. So 250 class, I went Lawrence at a -1. Paid off pretty well for me, especially after him being sick last week and still putting it in the top 10. I figured that -1 would give me some room to work with. And then I went Alex Martin, same deal. He got 10th last week with a crash and on the side of the track not being able to start his bike. So I figured he would be a good
Better on
pick
East
as well.
Coast dirt.
Paid off for me. And then I had Fortner as my all-star, so we're looking good there.
Yep.
And then this is where it starts falling apart. I went Lieb at a 5, he got 12th last week. Went down on the first lap and just really never made any progress the whole race. He was just kind of there. And I think what did he get, 16?
Yeah, he didn't do
He
too
was
well.
one spot out of double points, and it was just frustrating. So that's my 250 class. And then we went pretty conservative again in the 450 class. I went, I don't know why, Tomac with an all-star. After seeing him in practice and kind of feeling it, and he being there in person and watching him. And
it's St. Louis. He won there 2 years in a row.
right. I texted you guys. I said if he gets a start, he's in it.
Yep.
Well, guess what? He didn't get a start. And I had him as an all-star. And then again, last week there was not a lot of high points totals. They were around 26 to 30. So another all-star would have got me another 26. Went with Cooper Webb. Yep. So I'm kind of eating my words all week because I called him for a win on the show last week, and he shit the bed.
Well, we can talk about that.
A really puzzling ride, which we'll talk about here in a second. So that's that. God, who else did I have? Now I forget.
You had Wilson.
I went Wilson. I figured after he battled through the pack last week, he'd be all right.
I don't know who your fourth guy was.
Shit the bed. Almost went Osborne. Should have, but I didn't know with him because we coined the term crash out.
Yeah, no shit.
Who'd you say? You had Tomac, Webb, Wilson, and Stewart. Stewart scored you 13.
Okay, I went Mookie. Yep. So that was a decent pick for me. Travis thought I was fucking crazy for picking a -1.
Hey, you did say that.
And he paid off too. So I don't know. I had some good picks in there, but it wasn't consistent. Had all 8 guys in the main. I was stoked on that, and still got my fucking dick smacked. So.
Well, for the second week in a row, I did better than everybody. I went 220. Like I said, I don't know my individual points. For 250s, Fortner was my all-star. Just kind of figured he's back on East Coast dirt. I still thought Frenchie was going to win, but I was like, hey, he was at a 1 or a 2. I was like, he's not going to get worse than third. So that was good. I had Aaron Tonti, which is funny because I told you boys to pick him last week.
And I did.
Screwed you guys.
And he fucking kamikaze Costello, and I was fucked.
And I told you guys, I was like, hey, nerves. The A1 lights got to him. He'll be fine in St. Louis. He came out. I think he got 11th. Like I said, I don't know the exact points. I picked a guy that I've been kind of a fan of for a while, not his Instagram stuff. I just think that the kid's finally healthy. Carson Brown, he got inside the top 10. He did really well for me. I think he was like a 7 or 8.
I kind of stayed away because I'm still on the Instagram.
Yep. And then the only guy that really screwed me, and me and Cole talked about this, was Cheyenne Harmon. Cheyenne Harmon had like a 9 or a 10 handicap. He was running like 14th or 15th, and then I don't know if he hit the deck, just faded.
I think he just faded. You could tell in the heat race he was fading a little bit.
Yep. So that was the one that screwed me. And then in the 450s, and I told these guys right after I picked them, I was like, I'm a disgrace. Because I picked 4 guys that I absolutely cannot stand. I picked Eli as my all-star. Yeah.
There it is. He admitted it.
That shit the bad. Oh, no.
Eli scored you max points. He scored 26.
Did he?
Yeah, but I thought his handicap was a 2.
I don't know, but he scored 26 points, so that's max.
He must have been like a 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. I thought
maybe I did max out with him.
I thought he was only at a 2 handicap.
I was just looking at yours. I didn't pay attention to that.
Web shit my bed.
Okay,
yes,
so he shit your bed.
he shit my bed too. It's fine.
My other 2 guys have been
rounds.
Dean Wilson. So, and I've always been kind of on the fence with Dean. He was the one that did the worst for me. And then I also
No, he didn't.
Oh, Vince Freeze did.
Freeze
did.
Solid 10.
Yeah, that was great. And then finally, I picked another guy that I said I would never pick for fantasy ever. Crasho.
You did go with Crasho?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I picked Zach Osborne, which he got me good points, so it kind of worked out.
36, bro.
It worked out good. So I got 220, and I think this is just going to be an upward trend. I think I'm going to just keep going up because I got like 197 or 190 or something last week, and I haven't beat Matt. So. Yeah, because me and him are kind of, you guys are kind of in your little fight. Me and him.
I'm on my way back. I'm on my way to your fight.
Hey,
I'm in the Uber on my way over.
I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to do better when we get to the East Coast 250s. Because I have more insight on a lot of the privateers on those guys than I do on the West Coast guys.
I'll tell you right now, this is going to be a dramatic fucking comeback. Much like Frenchie's championship.
He kind of said this last year.
He did say that last
year.
Are you playing? Okay, so
I don't play RM fantasy.
You don't play RM? Are you on the
RM?
What did you score on that this week? Do you remember?
Not very good. I don't know why. I didn't even put Barcia in my top 5.
I scored 34 points, and I am leading every single league I'm in on that one.
And I don't want to tell Matt this, but I picked Tomac for a win on RM.
Dude, I think I think Tomac was probably one of the heaviest trends as far as.
Oh yeah.
The only thing that's different.
Him and Webb, I think.
I don't know about you guys. I mean, I know you do. I don't know about you, but the only thing I don't do in pulp fantasy, unless it's outdoors, is I don't pick first lap leaders.
I don't either.
Because for Supercross, to me,
the only time I do it is for Triple Crowns because you got 3 chances.
To me, it's just 2 up and down in Supercross. And outdoors, you have a good idea of, hey, even if this guy gets a bad start in the first lap.
Well, and outdoors, like you got to pack your own gate, and some guys pack a gate a little better than the other guys.
Because, I mean, look at Freeze.
Yeah, but see, so the thing is, they changed it this year. Instead of, first lap leaders, it's first to the finish line.
Oh, okay.
So that would be why I chose Freeze this week, because I'm like, well, all he's got to do is go down the start straight, 1 rhythm section, and he's at the finish.
I didn't know that.
And if he hits the starts like he did last week, he can ride a wide bike for a fucking straightaway. And get that.
Shit.
Now then he shit the bed on the start, whatever, but...
That's the only reason I don't do it in Supercross. Outdoors, it's different. For Supercross, I did it once and it bit me really bad, so I just don't do it anymore.
You should do it again.
It's easier just because they've changed.
All I know, guys, is we're getting our asses kicked in our league for pulp by a lot of people this year.
Well,
just so nobody knows, I used my own name, so people know who I am in the league. This is Honda 935, by the way.
Yeah.
And yours is this.
Yeah, mine's Travis Ride now or 390.
Yeah, I was looking at the other day. I was like, I bet some of the people watching don't even know which one Justin is.
We have more people this year, a lot more people in even in the Statler Boys League, because I'm part of that one too. There's more in there. We're getting our asses kicked compared to last year. Last year there was only 1 guy that was better than most of us. Yeah, that's not the case this year.
I'm 36.
Yeah, join the Statler Boys.
We're getting screwed.
That was the Statler Boys plug on the Statler Boys League.
Even that last year I did really well in that league, and dude, I think I'm 10th this year.
Yeah,
we're getting screwed so far. We're getting smoked.
Dude, miraculous comeback here.
Oh, it's happening. Yeah.
Bro, I picked Vince Freeze for first lap leader. If you don't think I'm going for the win on this stuff,
you know what's gonna be really great about this is you guys picked Jet Lawrence and all these different people and Lee, but now we're going back to A1 and now their handicaps are gonna be even better. I'm gonna pick them next week or this coming week.
I know you're on an opposite thing, but I got clout I can go with. I can go with Tanty again.
I'd go with Aaron Tanty again.
Anyway,
Carson Brown. Pick Carson Brown.
That was a shock to me, honestly.
Which one?
Carson Brown.
Where was Jay Wilson? Didn't make the trip.
I don't think he was there, no.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just kind of moving right into 250 talk. So.
Yeah. So we'll go into the intro here, and then we'll do 250s here. So
Let's go.
To see what's behind these closed doors. But I promise you, baby,
okay, 250s here. So let's.
Oh, I didn't look at the notes this time around.
No, sorry, I forgot to bring them out. They were late. It's
Oh,
all right. I could have emailed them to you guys yesterday, I guess. Anyway, let's start with Frenchie. Fastest qualifier.
Are we starting from the bottom, working up, or you just got some people?
I just randomized.
Yeah,
We'll spitball at the end.
I'm gonna say I take notes, and then at the end we can cover anybody. So anyway,
By the way, I like it. Yeah.
the notes.
Yeah, I do.
We're professionals.
I do. Jesus.
Come on, bro. Fist
Can we
me.
not-
Your shift.
Whoa! I don't
Hang
know.
on, speaking of that,
I
did you
don't
see
know.
Tony Alessi's post on Instagram
Oh, God,
about
no.
Justin Hill thrusting deep into the field?
Oh boy, no.
Tony Alessi needs to stay off social media.
Anyway, back to 250s here. So Frenchie, fastest qualifier, heat race, comes in that first corner too hot there, and that was a mess. Then horrible start in the main, but he was a fast guy in the heat race, so that was kind of.
He was actually, I think he had actually even second fastest lap in the main.
Oh, did he?
Second or third.
Yeah.
But yeah, horrible start in the main, goes down there with Mosman in the first rhythm section, and then comes back and finishes 12th, and was in the pit area and everything else in between.
This guy hardtailed it pretty hard, but thinking back, this is the same for Andis. He's kind of got AC syndrome.
I was about to say, is this going to be 2019 all over again for him?
This is kind of
He's not going to get his first win till like round 4,
Yeah,
which would be the Triple Crown, right? Yeah, Glendale. Triple Crown.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know, man. He's the fastest guy clearly. In my opinion.
Yeah, speed-wise he is, definitely.
Starts, I just don't know, and I think the same thing about Tomac. I just don't understand why a guy with that much talent and that caliber can't figure out how to start.
Off a grade.
Well,
Off a grade.
Well, which is weird too because
Is it the team not able to
we
figure
know it's
out?
not the bike. I don't think it's the bike.
Oh yeah, Cooper going down that straightaway out of the tunnel was.
And which weird too because DV was always a pretty good starter back in the day.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I just don't get it.
if you look at I'd always kind of because I've always been a Frenchie fan. I always kind of looked at that and there was times where you'd look at his technique and his technique is good off the line. I don't know if he's just dragging too much clutch as he gets over the grate. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he rolls off. I don't know what, because you look at him and he's so smooth and he's so talented. He's got good technique. You watch a lot of guys, their technique isn't good.
If you're that talented, you should be able to figure out how to start. I think so.
And what's weird too is his heat starts aren't
Great either.
Yeah,
No, he sucks his starts.
which
That's
is always
plain and
weird
simple.
too, because you watch his reaction time is really good. So he's doing, I think he's doing something in within those first 20 feet that's just, I don't know what he's doing. I guess you'd have to watch a video consistently back to back to find out what he's doing. But how has DV not figured it out yet? Of all people.
Especially how much of a hard ass he is.
Oh yeah, dude. We talked about this after the A1 wrap-up show. He was gonna have him doing 100 start. They were putting in clutch because you knew he was gonna be out there just hounding him. So I don't know what it is, but
And it bit him.
well, and a bit in outdoors too.
That's the only reason that he didn't do well in that race. Didn't get a good start.
So is this 2019 all over again? Is he gonna do the same exact thing?
I think so.
I don't know if
I
he
don't know if he can get the title again. There's two other consistent guys.
I don't know if he
rather
can put
than
himself
one.
in a hole this year, like that. Because last year was just him and AC. Colt Nichols for a while, and then Colt got hurt, so then it just became him and AC. And you're right, you can't. He's not gonna be able to put himself in a hole because now he's.
And think about it. Cooper was pretty damn solid last year, and now I think Cooper stepped it up.
Cooper's stepping it up. If Jet Lawrence can get his cardio down, Christian Craig looked really good until so now. It's
And
just,
I'm not going to shoot Lawrence down too bad on the cardio thing yet because he bent the brake lever right back to the peg.
I think also Jet's still a little. I think he gets in his own head when he's out front like that because he crashed in practice.
I was a little nervous with him too. They were taping up his back. I didn't know if he ate shit in week or whatever. But
So I don't know. I still think it's too early. I think that if he doesn't have a win by round 4,
yeah.
Then I think his title hopes are kind of out the window at that point. Right now, I think he's still in it. He's only 15 down.
Yeah.
He was down. He
was
hadn't
down
close
more
to
than
that much
I
last
think he
year.
was 17.
Yeah. So I think he's okay, and he's head and shoulders faster than everyone else.
Oh, he is.
Gotta get a start, man.
Which is scary because do we think if he gets a start, he just gaps everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Badly?
Oh yeah. I think speed wise, he's next level like Forkner was last year.
Yeah, I can agree
in the
with that.
class.
Because you watch him and you're just like, dude, and the difference between him is like, he just
Fortner
puts
doesn't
laps.
look as aggressive as last year.
Well, and we'll get into that when we go to him, but like with Frenchie, he just puts lap after lap after lap. He can do it like that anytime he wants to. Where these other guys, they'll put in a fast lap and then you can tell that they're like backing it down a little bit because they're not comfortable doing it. Frenchie will just go out there and fucking
Just
say,
hammer
I don't
him
give a
out,
shit.
yeah.
He'll just go out and do it every lap. So, yeah, no, it'll be curious to see what he does when he actually does get a start.
Oh, he's gone. I have no doubt in my mind.
I don't either.
He's pissed. Did you see any of his shit after A1?
Oh,
He
oh
was
yeah.
pissed.
Well, he was
Saw
pissed
him
on the podium.
Dude.
throwing Justin Cooper under the bus.
Yeah, he don't like Justin Cooper.
Even
Pretty good for a guy who skips the whoops at the practice track.
Well, he was pissed about the whole outdoor thing because he felt
Oh,
that
yeah.
Cooper would race him harder than AC. So those two don't like each other.
did you?
And it's
Because
fresh.
even like the Dirt Shark video from A1, Dirt Shark went up to him and he's like, not good, not good. No. And he's like, no man, tell me, how was it? He's like, you know, we did it, whatever, but yeah, it's not.
Well, now
I think I'm going to.
Well, now he expects to win all the time.
Oh yeah,
Which I don't blame him. He should be.
oh yeah.
So we'll see. I just hope it doesn't cost him a title.
I also heard on Main Event Moto that Daniel Blair rode the elevator with him at A1 from the floor up to the press conference, and all he was asking about was what happened in 450s, who did what, how'd he look, how'd he look, how'd he look. So
Well, they talk about that on the broadcast,
I was gonna
too.
say, they seem to think that his mind is.
Well,
is
he's looking
there
at AC
already.
right now, and he's going, well, you know, if he's doing that
I'll
good.
kick AC's ass. Like,
And that's the thing is like,
But the thing is like getting on a 450. It's not like AC got on a 450, and I feel like it's got enough power to smooth him out a little bit.
I
That's
think-
not Frenchie's problem.
yeah,
He
it's-
can't get fucking start, and if he doesn't get a start in the 450 class, he can do the
well,
same
I
thing
hope
he does
when
now.
I hope when he goes to the 450s next year, he's not on Yamaha anymore.
Are you
I-
taking back what you said about that bike? Barcia looks pretty damn good.
We'll talk about that a little bit too.
I've heard he's going KTM next year.
I wouldn't
Could
know.
you imagine?
I heard they're
Well,
going,
wait a
I heard
minute,
they're
wait a
going
minute,
three riders.
wait a minute. You're gonna tell me?
I heard
I
he
guess
was,
we
I
can
heard he
talk-
was talking to
Let's
Roger
get into
after the
it.
race.
Let's wait. Let's finish out the 250.
But anyway,
real quick.
Yeah, okay.
let's
Oh,
talk
this
boy,
next
oh,
little
the next
part's gonna
guy.
be fucking
Yeah,
good.
this is
All
gonna
right.
be fun.
So Fortner,
You're a tard.
fuck off.
Dude, all
Go
right.
fuck yourself.
Can we
for all I
give?
care.
Should we give people a little backstory? on
Yeah, let's
this?
go for it. Go for it, Cole.
So we already been going at this here with the Fortner thing since
All right.
Saturday night.
Give us your points.
Okay, so whole shots heat race.
Okay.
He was 1 second slower a lap than Cooper in the heat. Was not the fastest guy all
Nope,
night.
nope.
In the main, good start.
Yep.
Fucking goes through, easy, cruise through, win.
Yep.
Okay, that's my point.
Manage the race, right?
Travis was not impressed, by the way.
Not at all.
Travis thinks the race was not impressive from Fortner.
It's not.
And what page are you on? I think it was kind of impressive because been off the bike a little while.
Maturity. Only word
He
that comes to
did. He
mind.
wasn't all over the place.
He didn't go down once. I'll
His
give you that.
his style doesn't look as aggressive as it was last year.
Nope, because he's learned, finally.
He saw Lawrence behind him, and I'm sure he's like, well,
didn't get shook.
Lawrence is a rookie. Like,
Yeah.
he ain't going to make it to the end. He knows where Cooper's at the whole race.
Yeah.
Managed the race.
And look how many laps. Cooper got behind him. There was about a 4-second gap. Cooper got behind him with, what, like 7 minutes plus that lap to go.
And the gap didn't shorten.
And it just, he couldn't close the gap. And I'm telling you, what happens, and I said this on the wrap-up show for A1, what happens when Fortner... Now, yes, he may crash because he did it a lot last year, but he didn't do it in the races. What happens when Fortner decides to uncork that speed from last year? And now that he's got more control, he's 1 year smarter. Because if everybody's got to remember, last year was the first time like that he actually had pressure on him going into a season, Supercross-wise. You know, he didn't have it his rookie year. He didn't have it the year after that with Osborne because nobody knew it was going to happen. But then after that, he had the pressure. What happens when he decides to uncork that speed from last year? I'm not saying he's going to be faster than Frenchie outright.
Like, he wasn't scrubbing that much, or really?
No, he just looked good.
He's
Plain
not
and simple.
scrubbing his face either.
Yeah, dude, he's got
Get
some,
that man a
he's got
proactive
some
sponsorship.
real
Bring
bad
that
applicants.
outside sponsorship.
So I understand why you say what you said because you were talking about Jet being a rookie, Cooper. But that's the thing, though.
He's angry.
I'm not
What-
angry.
what happened when-
my points are in my head?
What
right
happened
now
when
already.
Cooper? What happened when Cooper closed the gap on him?
Cooper closed down over 3 seconds.
But it
throughout
didn't
the course
matter
of the
though
race.
because he did, and then
No
he
shit,
didn't go
because he
there.
got a bad start. This is what I'm
Are
saying.
you talking about him catching Cooper on the last lap when Fortner mailed it in?
No, I'm not talking that. I'm talking if you look at the beginning of the race where Cooper started, because Cooper also didn't have a great start in that main.
Yep.
It was okay. It wasn't as bad as Frenchie's, but it wasn't great. Compared to the last 3 laps,
Yeah.
whatever, he went from 6 seconds down, 7 seconds down to 3.5.
And then what happened?
So he made 3.5 seconds on a not easy
And
track.
then Fortner saw him.
Here's the thing, it's not impressive. And you bring up the fact of, okay, when he uncorks that speed, that next level speed that he had last year, yes. When he uncorks it, what's he do?
He doesn't crash in the races, though.
He hits the deck.
He crashes in practice. When did he crash in a race last year that
He'll
cost him?
hit the deck.
But it didn't
Did he
happen last
crash in a
year.
race last year?
He'll hit the deck.
But it didn't happen last year.
He had no pressure. And the thing is, it's
I don't.
just
But
like,
Cooper's speed, next level of speed, is not on Fortner's next level speed. That's the difference, though.
Yeah, but if Fortner breaks that speed out, he's gonna hit the deck.
I don't see that. Practice, I get why you think that, but tell me when last year did his crashing cost him a race? It didn't.
I almost think too you got to play the not even just the speed card. You got to think of the mentality card, because if Fortner needs to uncork that speed and he's getting sketchy, he's 1 year more mature.
I
He's
agree
gonna
with that
back it
point.
down and say, Cooper, give me the win.
The only thing I look
agree
at it
with
as
that
is we
point.
keep bringing this up. The impressive thing is the fact that Fortner won the main without being the fastest guy the entire day.
I 100% agree with that.
You think that's impressive?
He did. I don't think it's impressive.
You're humdrum.
This is
God.
the same thing.
He just hates Fortner.
This,
Worse than
no,
you do.
no. Well,
I don't like Fortner.
I mean, his attitude is starting to get on my nerves now.
And Cooper's doesn't?
It was cool.
Cooper's
Cooper's an idiot.
His interview actually was a lot better.
I just don't like the kid. I just don't like him.
I mean, I'm not.
I don't
a
like
fan of
Fortner
Cooper
either. I don't like Fortner
Look at what I did with Des Nations. I didn't watch Des Nations because I didn't like the fact they put Cooper on the team. But
Wow.
at the same time here, if I got to pick between him and Forkner, dude, I'm going with him. And I think it's. I've heard this same thing with the 450s. Okay, Tomac for a couple of years there was next level speed. That's how he won 9 races, 8 races in a year. Now he still is fast. But
We'll get into
everyone
that, too.
else has caught back up to him.
Well,
This
him
is
being the
same thing
fastest guy and still not winning a title, do you think that's impressive?
This is, yeah.
I just don't see. I just don't
This
see.
is
it.
what-
That's my
but-
point right there. Fortner isn't the fastest guy. Is still going to win the title.
Well,
Impressive.
and the difference is
I
that
don't know that he's going. I don't think
Cooper
he's
isn't
gonna
going to get starts every weekend like Fortner's going to. So Cooper's already putting himself in a hole. Cooper's starts were terrible in St. Louis compared to A1.
And I don't think he's not as good off the grid.
So like I said, what's going to happen that when Fortner decides to uncork that speed and Cooper's in 5th? By the time Cooper gets to the top 3, Fortner will have 10, 12 seconds on him.
Here's the thing. I don't think Fortner's gonna be able to go through the whole season with this mellow attitude. I don't think so.
If he's got,
The way he
I can
talks
agree with
in
that.
the
I
way
can agree
he
with
talks
that.
in his interviews. So at some point he's gonna, and it's already started in some of the stuff I've heard from this race alone. It's already started of the I'm the baddest fucking guy out there. Okay,
I can
fine.
agree with that.
That's cool. However, what that's going to translate into is the same shit we saw last year, where he's going to go into practice thinking he's the baddest dude, and when Frenchie's putting it on top of the board and laying the wood to him, he's going to then, I'm going to uncork it, but try not to crash type deal, because I'm not going to go 100%, I'm going to go 99. He's going to hit the deck in practice, or he's going to hit the deck in the main, because what's going to happen too in the mains is at some point, Frenchie's going to get a start. We saw it last year. There were a couple races. He got a start. Las Vegas was one of them. I don't remember before that. But at some point, he's going to get a start. And he is on that speed level.
He is.
Even when Fortner uncorks
he is.
It's
he
just
is
it's going to be
keep with
interesting
Fortner.
to see how Fortner's going to handle someone else's speed.
Now,
I think Fortner
Is he going to say, "Oh, I'm 14 points ahead. Ferenz is out front. I'm in second."
I think he does
now,
what he
he-
did at the
if
first
he-
East-West shootout last year, and he lets AC and Frenchie go by.
I was going to say, if he does that, where he's like, I got a 14-point lead, the 3 points isn't going to kill me, and you can't get a start consistently every week, see you later, then that might change my mind into
Well,
the
you
fact
think that's
of,
impressive?
That would be more impressive.
I think
than
the
what
biggest-
saw-
that's exactly
than
what
I
he
saw
just
Saturday
did.
night.
I think the biggest difference
No.
is Frenchie or Fortner is not afraid of Cooper. And he doesn't look as Cooper on the same level as him. He looks at Frenchie and he goes, "Okay, we're level, we're peers." He looks at Cooper and
He
he
looks
goes,
at Cooper's like peasant.
"This is the same." And you know what?
Yeah.
It's going to happen in outdoors too. If both of them make it healthy through outdoors, it'll be the same thing. I am impressed with Cooper how much of a jump he's made compared to last year because
Oh,
he
he's way
definitely is a
better.
lot faster.
Way better.
But the thing is that I still don't look at Cooper and go, "This is a kid that's ever going to win a championship." Because once again, his
You don't
start.
think he's going to be in the mix here at the end of the year?
No, he'll be in the mix, but
With a chance going in Salt Lake that,
No,
like, if some
he's
crazy
not going to have a
shit
chance.
happens- You don't think so?
No, I don't think he's have a chance.
You don't think he's going to be within 15 at the end of the year?
Well, okay, so for me, that's still not within a chance.
In a 250 class, you got to be within 10.
He's gone, what, 1-2? Finish second?
No, he didn't finish second.
What do you
No,
think?
yeah, he did finish
finished
second. Yeah, he did
so
finish
he's
second.
gone 1-2.
But
And you don't think he's...
But see, this is where you
Gonna
like
be
you
a-
look at
yeah,
what I'm saying, and I say that I think the same thing as you saying that Fortner's not impressive. We have the same mentality of what like this conversation. Like I just don't see it because I don't think Cooper's starts are going to be there every weekend either. They weren't last year. They were outdoors.
That's fair.
But which is weird too because you talk about. back
I'm
in the
looking
day-
at it. I feel like you're looking at it impressive from a speed standpoint. Justin and I are looking at impressive of his ride from a mental
Because we didn't see it last
a
year.
mental standpoint.
Well, from the mental
Like-
standpoint, it is more impressive.
He just didn't look sketchy.
He didn't
That's all-
look
that's all
sketchy
we
at
needed
all.
to hear.
He didn't get all sketchy at
Now,
all.
if he goes to
So
A2
that was-
next
that was
weekend,
different.
now if he goes to A2 next weekend and he hits the deck in practice again, then we can have this conversation. But if he goes through practice, doesn't hit the ground, goes through his heat race, doesn't hit the ground, goes through the main, doesn't hit the ground, I'm gonna be thinking that okay, finally it kind of had an AC moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like he realized like, hey, I gotta learn to back it down. I don't need to be the fastest guy. So once again, projecting far
So
ahead.
yeah, I can agree with him on.
Yeah, there are
Can you
points.
agree with him on the impressive from the speed side?
Yes.
Not impressed with the speed
Yes,
side.
but what happens? And once again, there'll be
But you're impressed with the mental side.
oh, for sure, because
Right.
he didn't do this last
Okay.
year.
Can you agree with that?
The mental side, yes, was more impressive.
Last thing I'll say
Because
about
So I'm kind of.
we're finding our middle ground.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on the part where it wasn't balls out impressive
No.
speed that blows your mind.
No,
Last
But overall, he
Yeah.
won the race, and that's impressive.
he did what he had to do.
Last thing I'll say about Fortner is and once again, try not to project too far ahead. What happens if he next wins the next two races? And now
If he wins the next two
and the
without
Triple
hitting
Crown-
the deck,
and the Triple Crown is in 2 rounds.
and in one of them he has pressure from say Frenchie, or Cooper gets a better start and is right on his ass, then it will be more impressive to me on the mental side of shit. He's pulling it together. We'll call it Dungy status because that's where everyone seems to go with that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Of this is how I'm going to win a title.
We'll see.
So
We'll see.
again, we'll see. We don't know yet.
Yeah, it's tough because I believe you got to be 4 to 5 rounds in before you can really start
For the
locking
250s.
in.
For the 250s, I think so, because the guys are still
450s even too.
well, to an extent, and I will make my comment about some guys in the but it's just the 250 guys are way too up and down.
But let's move on to what I did think was impressive Saturday night. Jet
From
Lawrence.
speed?
From speed standpoint.
Jet had really good speed.
Jet Lawrence.
He
did. He did.
11 minutes of on
Technique
Forkner's
looked really
bike.
good too. I just want to point out, being there in person, the balls out speed in the corner before the whoops and the whoops. Standing up all the way through the corner between the whoops, looked like he was on a roller coaster rail. Going into the whoops, hop, wheeling like 5 out, BMX style, setting the front end in and going. They didn't show it on TV because I watched.
I
the
did see him
broadcast.
at one point wheelie through the last 4 whoops.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, chill.
And it was sweet. It was smooth.
Yeah.
And it was fast. And then bent the brake lever, all that stuff kind of happened.
Yep.
And he went out there like last lap, 2 laps, just play riding, wheelied the whole whoop section, set it in, and kept going.
Well, we talked about this
That
off,
was sweet.
off camera and stuff. Like you watch Jet, not so much with the upper body, but the lower body. Anybody watching this next time, pay attention to Jet. Watch out through the corners. He has a very Ken Roczen-esque style. You know, Kenny does this thing, and I'm not going to. But when you watch him, when he weights the peg, he's on the balls of his feet, but he pushes his leg forward, still putting pressure on the inside shroud. You watch Jet, he does a lot of the same things that Kenny does. Just watch him.
Yeah.
He's just very smooth. He uses a lot of hip strength down. The kid, if he gets the cardio down, and I do agree, the brake lever, the brake pedal thing, that was an issue. I still think that his cardio isn't there exactly yet, and he still is very
I would
sketchy.
say 16-year-old rookie, man.
No, I'm not taking.
Yeah.
He's very. But the crash with Koga in practice. The thing
Hey, at least Koga was there for him to land on.
yeah,
Thanks,
no
Koga.
shit. But you
Appreciate
watched
it.
it well, even the far side rhythm section before you went across the start, how far he was fading right. There was a lot of times, and I don't know if it was a camera angle, I watched him, and when he G'd out, I'm like, oh crap, he's going right, and he's going to hit the bales. I
He
think
did
that,
in the main.
yeah, I think that, I will say this, Jet, maybe we see it in Triple Crown. I think the Jet is he's going to contend for a win. I don't see him getting a win, but he's going to contend for a win this year, and people are going to be like, oh crap, okay.
I think.
I wish Hunter was healthy to see what the comparison was.
I don't think Hunter's going to have the same speed in Supercross.
I don't
don't
think.
think so
I don't
either.
think Hunter's gonna race Supercross. To be really honest.
I think outdoors is going to be very interesting because Hunter is still faster than Jet, but Supercross, it just fits Jet's style more.
Okay, so moving on. Hard
Sweet
rap.
name, by the way. Jet.
I know.
J
His
Law,
parents
just
are
come
on
on, J Law.
Oh, God, no,
Yes, J Law reference.
So hard graph, first podium.
Very impressed. I mean, he got a gift.
Well,
very
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you gotta get
like
like
he was
craze going on.
very underwhelming to me last week.
I think you just watch him and you're like, it's just
Ah,
not,
yeah,
it's not
he
impressive. He's a big
He
kid.
just
He's
stiff looking too.
he's ginormous.
Anyway, that's what they wanted him to do, and he did it. And TLD KTM really needed that.
And we all kind of talk. Well, I don't know if he's on your list, but Derek Drake. Though.
Yeah, we can talk about
Derek Drake is very impressive right now.
How about
I
that
know,
start in the heat?
dude. He's
When
been
did Jim Conn it?
Yeah.
Dude, he's just been very up and down, but like if you look at the kid's raw speed, he's been top 5 the last couple weeks and certain times in practice. His lap times during the mains have been there. I think that Derek Drake could, if Hartraff can do it, I think Drake could get a podium. Now I think he.
I don't know about his home life.
Oh God, here we go.
I was walking through the pits,
Oh God.
and he's sitting there at the semi. 2 little platinum blondies walking on. He went,
Oh boy, Moto host.
Hello.
here they came, sat down.
Good for him.
And then he didn't make the main out of the LCQ, dude. Rattled.
Who?
Or out of the make the main
Out
out
of the heat
heat.
race.
I mean, he didn't say.
He'll be
Rattled.
fine.
He was thinking about those 2 blondes, dude.
I think he'll be fine.
LCQ, he looked pretty good.
I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I think if Hartraff can get a podium, now it'd be a gift. I think that Drake can battle for a podium.
I think Drake can battle for.
He's
one.
got to get a start.
Yeah.
And not turn
And man,
himself around.
he had to start that
Hartraff
heat.
looked like we talked about too. The whoops didn't look super big, but he looked a little better in the whoops. in my
He's
opinion.
just, like I said, he's just a big kid on that board.
TLD is building it.
Pierce
That's
Brown's going to be good on the East Coast.
That's going to be a team in 3 or so years here that you're going to all of a sudden go, where the fuck did they come from?
They just need to get rid of Brian Moreau after this year.
Yeah,
Is he
well,
gonna be trash?
they made a lot of moves in the offseason
probably kill him.
because they hired that, what's it called, that suspension guy from Pro Circuit.
Oh, yeah.
And then they moved, I heard they moved into KTM building, like the actual KTM factory building.
They needed. They did need that, though. They needed a
That's just
podium.
some structure stuff that they need to.
Yeah, but I know people were talking about KTM dropping them, and it's like, well, if they're moving into that building, then they're
Well,
not
dude,
going.
some gas-
Or that's KTM going saying, "Hey, let's put you in house and see what it does."
It'll be gas.
Yeah, I don't
Gas,
know.
yes, probably
Gas
gas.
is coming, but I think it's coming to either JGR or Rocky Mountain.
Probably Rocky Mountain, I can see. JGR.
Rocky Mountain and JDR, dude.
I
Think
would
so?
say, I don't know. The only thing I could see with JGR more so is because you can run a 250 and a 450 team out of there, where the Rocky Mountain's more just a 450 support team. So
Question is, does he do this again at all this year?
Hartraff?
Yeah, does he get a third? Because we're all in
I don't
agreement that
think
he's
so,
not,
dude.
unless a bunch of people's bikes grenade, he's not getting any better than a third.
If he's just there like he was this week,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
I think the reason why we forget about him is because he does have a bland style, and he's a guy. Well, he's from New Jersey, so
Yeah.
he just grinds things out. Like he's
Yeah.
just there. He did this in outdoors. He was just there. You
Yeah.
watched him, and you're like, oh, he's 10th fastest, but he's 7th.
He's there.
Yeah, so he's just there. So I guess if that's
Kinda
how
like
he's
a
gonna.
he's like a Brock Tickle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he just does that, then hey man, there's all different ways to get on the box, but it's not impressive. I think that's why people forget about him.
Yeah. Overall, good ride for him.
Yeah.
All right, so Justin Cooper, we kind of already talked about. Craig wins his heat, looked good, and then crashes out in the main.
Yeah,
I
dude,
heard,
he was his ribs were.
I would say I heard
Yeah, he
originally
took a bar
broken
right there,
ribs,
yeah.
but I heard he was okay.
He'll be good in the Triple Crowns.
Yeah, he will be, but he wasn't making any time on Lawrence or Fortner.
No, I think he made up I think the most he did, at least the ticker. He made like a half a second one lap, and then it was the
Yeah,
same.
so
He's just one of those guys that's too smooth. He doesn't look like he's going
Well, we
fast.
know he
too
wants to be on the
smooth, but
450.
he eats shit quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Which is weird too, because once again, you want to talk about from a technique standpoint, like
Oh,
Craig is just
insane.
ridiculous.
That whoop, the pass and the whoops and the practice and the heat. You want to talk about that?
That was crazy, dude! Holy crap! Well, once again,
I was sitting right above the whoops, kind of like in the corner. First lap, I was with my buddy Nick, and I said, "Craig's going to the front right here."
and the fact that he was like not even in the screen when they like went through the whoops, and all of a sudden, brrr, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's Craig."
yeah.
It's fine.
So that was rad. That was cool.
So other notables here, top 10. I mean, Hayes was 6th, Clout 7th. Old
I want to give some
Over-
credit to Hayes.
That's impressive
Yeah.
because God, he does not really look good on that Husky.
Yeah, but they said
he
he was
looks
gonna.
hurt.
He was hurt coming in,
I don't think
so
it's
they
right.
said he was
Shoulders.
gonna race in. Yeah, race into shape. So that's not really a surprise.
Question.
100% too.
To the guy that was supposed to be his teammate, Josh Osby.
I saw him drunk at the bar.
Not shocking, but that was not what I was going to
Oh.
go.
That was where I was going, but okay.
Do we think that if Osby was racing right now, do we think that Osby would be beating him?
Ooh, good
Because I'll
question.
tell you what, Osby looked really good in the Australian series.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I would say that's what I've heard is he looked really good before he got hurt, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's just that was more of a question to you because you
I know Josh
Yeah,
a
you
little
know
bit.
Josh better than both of us.
What was his best fit? He was really doing pretty good on
I think
that Yamaha last year. Started
he's-
looking pretty good.
Sixth, maybe sixth, seventh.
I think he would have been right around the same area.
Yeah. Well, that's good for him though.
No, awesome for him. Like he put in the work since shit we were like 12. So
Swamp Donkey.
what's that?
Swamp Donkey. Remember when people used to call him that?
Uh-uh.
People used to call him Swamp Donkey. Don't know why.
Oh,
Dates
we
back to
always
this.
call him Josh B.
Well,
Oh,
Josh
God.
is an interesting kid. But
Okay,
anyways,
well, this is interesting.
Anyway,
so
no, he like like growing up racing with him, he went down south like real early and committed himself real early, so didn't really see a ton of him locally. But then when he came back, when he had like that little Orange Brigade ride kind of deal, and he's just got balls out fast.
I like watching Josh ride.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I like watching him ride.
Yep. I mean, so he, I would say he'd be 7th, 8th.
Which is cool for an Indiana kid.
Yeah, cool for a local guy that we've all kind of really known.
Yeah.
So, I mean, technically these results are a little skewed though, because you figure usually you're gonna have Craig up there in the top 5 and
Jet crashed.
Frenchie in the top
Yeah,
5.
Frenchie.
So basically, you take everyone from pretty much, I would say, Jet back
I think if you
and move it.
I think if you were to move Drake, I think more normal for me would move Drake to the 6th spot.
Yeah.
Cloud's going to keep getting better. I think that.
You think Cloud's going to start doing better than Old? Well, he beat him straight up, I guess, right?
I think that he's going to get some top 5s here soon.
Amart was
Cloud,
4th.
really?
Didn't even have anything on the radar for him.
Which is
but
weird.
Amart was 4th.
Yeah, I mean,
I like Amart's ride.
East Coast dirt.
So
Amart.
one thing I did here on the pulp review, and so we can touch on it here. Really, let's see here. We got any time left? This is great radio.
It's great.
All right, we got a couple minutes.
We gotta make sure the cameras don't die.
Yeah, so we got a couple minutes here. Thoughts, really quick, on Frenchie unlapping himself here. Because I heard Amart's team was not super stoked about that.
I do want to point that out because I was gonna make that point and I completely forgot about it. How awesome would it have been when Fortner was on Ferrandis?
I was thinking, yeah.
Just Ferrandis just stay there in front of him and Fortner's like mind fucking.
Oh, that would have been.
That would have put Fortner into a mental mistake.
Fortner would have hit the ground. I'd have seen him hitting the ground more of that because I was thinking about that. I'm like, is Frenchie, like when he dropped in behind him, I was like, is Frenchie going to keep pushing forward or is he going to let, and then he finally dropped it back.
I wish he would have stayed in front of him and just.
If that is what I would have thought of, okay, Frenchie, like he's going to put Fortner in a fucking mind spin and Fortner's going to hit the ground. I could have seen that more from pressure.
Would have been way cooler if he'd have let Fortner go by
and
then pass him.
I don't really have much to say about that. I think that.
Unlap himself, dude. If there's a private, or there's that guy in 11th that's in front of Amart and Amart's in your way, pass the guy. You're obviously.
JGR, get over it. Just get over it.
He's faster, and it's like, as JT said, it's like, what is he supposed to do? Just sit behind you?
I've seen Amart do dumb shit outdoors before and stuff like that.
I don't know.
So get over it.
Just something I wanted to say. All right, anything else quick with 250s?
No, I'm glad you brought that up though, because I really did want to bring up the Ferrandis jumping in back in front of Fortner kind of thing.
Right now, the 250 class, other than like the
very
Cooper, Frenchie, and Fortner thing, it's been really good racing, but there's not been anything crazy happening.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, let's move on to 450s then, and then we'll wrap it up here.
Bet.
Yo.
Oh yeah, I thought if Ferrandis would have done that or tucked in behind Fortner and then. As Fortner was lapping everybody, they were out pulling out of the way.
You know what would have been even better is that if he'd have held Cooper up. Oh, God, that'd have been amazing. Are you going live right now on Snapchat?
What are you doing?
Are you live on Snapchat right now?
On the Instagate.
Oh, okay.
You said Instagay?
Damn it, this camera did shut off because I forgot to fucking erase the footage from last week on it.
Dude, you are so ugly.
Me?
No.
Thanks, man.
Look, he looks like a little kid getting ready to get his picture taken.
Oh, man. Poor Justin.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, 450s here. Let's just start right off.
Nobody here can stop smiling.
1,092 days, 3 years.
Oh,
exactly
my.
3 year round-wise to the day. Kenny finally does it.
I cried. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I cried.
There were man tears shed.
There were man
really?
tears.
I mean, I had goosebumps. I was standing up
It was
clapping.
awesome in the stadium watching everybody stand up for the guy.
And for anybody that was pissed off about not seeing that last lap pass from Eli to Zacho because they were panning to Courtney and Kenny,
Go after yourself.
go F off.
Fuck off.
I don't really care.
Whoa.
Oh, I was trying to be nice.
I'm aggressive about that.
Yeah, okay.
I just go right into it.
So, I don't. Before you get into your notes, One of the best moments
Kenny's
ever.
the top.
One of the best moments ever.
Pretty high.
One of the coolest moments in Supercross, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty high.
And I saw Ken's like caption on Instagram today. It was pretty cool where he was like, I've been waiting to raise this arm that high for a long time, and it was the arm that he fucked up.
You talking about it like this because you can't go like that.
No, you had it pretty
Oh, it
straight.
did?
It looked pretty straight.
Yeah.
I mean, after a 20-minute moto,
But
that
it definitely can't go like
stretched
that,
out
that's
pretty
for
good.
sure.
I don't know, we'll have to look at it.
Yeah. Anyway, great race, great win. He looked awesome all day. I heard last week his setup was stiffer than Mookie runs. So
I did hear that in an interview.
the bike setup might have been actually an issue
running,
last week.
running Brayton's fork setup.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, they said that he figured it out on Friday last week during press day that it was too stiff, and they wanted to change it, and he said, no, I don't want to change it because I don't want to ride something I haven't rode already. So now they've, I guess, kind of got it figured out.
Yep. And it was really interesting too that they used press day to their advantage. They talked about it on the broadcast a little bit, but they made the changes and then went into press day this week, and he rode it, and it was good. I've also heard of guys using opening ceremonies to their advantage even too.
Yeah.
Where they
Because
have
track's fresh.
Yeah, it's fresh, and they have that hot lap in the opening ceremonies, tinkering a little bit, doing stuff like that. I think that little stuff's kind of cool.
I think the biggest thing is a lot of guys now with being the actual 20-minute plus one mains. I think a lot of guys they get too far in their head, and some of them focus too much on setting their bike up through the
It
night
needs to
show.
be softer to get through the
Yeah,
starter bumps.
they're not thinking further ahead. Like, hey, like I don't really care. Like I just. And Baggett made a comment about this on the practice show. Everybody was asking, well, why are your lap times in qualifying? You know, your heat race, and he goes, I don't really care about that stuff. I don't get paid to put fast laps in practice. It's all about what I do in the main.
Right.
You know, now maybe Baggett's not the best guy to be doing that because he's so up and down, but it's true though. Like, so who cares? Like, oh, you get 7th in the heat race. We've seen guys with terrible starts or guys with shit gate picks, like get starts, the great, everything's even. So some of these guys,
And it's like the guys in practice, like Webb and stuff like that are running the low.
Oh,
lines
he's-
and turning
yeah.
down and stuff. Like they're ready for the race, and like that quad over. I don't know who they were talking to, maybe Brayton or something like that. But he's like, yeah, I never even did it because I knew I wouldn't be able to do it in the main.
The only
and
two
if I had
guys-
to switch my lineup mid main, it might mess with me a little bit. So
And he said the only two doing it in the main were Kenny and Barcia.
Ken was so smooth.
And
Well-
that was a separator.
are we all in agreement that that track though, with literally no transition to breathe and just like with how the bike would load up in between transitions and the faces, that fit Ken perfectly? Because he's one of the guys, like he's so smooth where, and I talked about it a little bit with the 250 guys, like, hey, I put in a heater and then they're not comfortable doing it again, so they'll back it down, whereas Ken like uses almost no energy on the bike. So he can just consistently do it, and we saw it in the main when he just gapped a little bit. We all thought kind of Eli maybe was going to win that main. AC looked good. What was Barcia going to do? What was Webb going to do? But I didn't think about that whole entire time. I was like, there was not one point where I was like, oh, Kenny's going to win the main. That track fit him because he's so effortless on the bike.
Tons of traction.
Yeah, he's just, and you even saw it in the ruts, like talking about Webb staying low, Kenny just dropping in, not touching the brakes, just letting the rut carry him through. And it makes sense why he had such a big gap at the end of the main, because you're talking about a guy that doesn't really get winded.
Crushing.
He crushed it.
Crushed.
He crushed it, dude.
Yeah, overall, like start to finish, like first big one after the injury, like
Got the first one, got it out of the way.
got out of the way, and I don't know who tweeted it. Maybe Anton or somebody like that tweeted it, but it really set with me. He was like, when Roczen could be the most emotional possible, he still looked hungry.
Oh yeah.
That's only 5 points.
He wants more.
5 points.
Well, fun fact. You guys
Like he didn't cry or do anything like that.
Oh, no.
Really.
He was holding,
Like,
I could tell though, he was holding it back.
He wants more.
I think when he saw
yeah.
Courtney though, that was the closest he was going to be when he was on the podium and stuff. And I
Saw
don't
her running
and he
out
saw
there.
her and she was like crying. I think that if there was going to be any moment that he was going to cry,
Because of her.
because his eye got a little bit, they got a little bit swelled up, and then he composed himself and he's like, all
I
right,
really studied that little split second of TV time.
I did.
Pretty hard
I did,
there,
dude.
didn't you?
I did.
You
Fuck
like
off.
pause it with the lotion bottle or
Do
what?
you study Courtney?
no.
I would.
Courtney doesn't.
Anyway.
Anyway,
She's like a nice lady, though.
fun fact: there's only 22 points separating the top 10 right now.
How
So
far down is What's his nuts?
Dr. E. I don't know.
None of us here call him that. That's Matt.
Yeah, first off, none of us call him that. Second off, I don't know. I
Douchiest
didn't write
thing
that
ever.
down. I just noticed when they put totals up.
Well, what were your notes? Were pretty much what we just covered.
As far for Kenny, I mean, he passed the moving chicane in the heat race pretty good and took off there. Vince
The
Freeze.
moving chicane.
Vince Freeze is
Oh,
the
that's
moving
good.
chicane.
Oh, there's another
Somebody
guy.
said that. I can't take credit for it, but I was good. I like that.
I like
Keep
to
it
call
in.
him like freeze tag. Like you
There's another guy. There's another couple guys that are starting to become the moving chicane.
I
I'm gonna dub
literally
that.
had it in my notes in that heat race. I like wrote it huge. I was like, freeze, move, like.
Who's the moving chicane?
Oh, there's a couple. Well,
How awesome? Can we just go back to that first heat race though for a second? How awesome was that first heat race when Freeze bunched up Mookie, Tomac, who else was
It was
there?
5 deep in the total
Dude,
at the same time.
And fucking, how about heat race Mookie showing up there in the whoops?
In the whoops.
I was like, yo,
Making Eli look
watch
dumb.
this guy
Yeah, making
look
Eli
sick.
look
stupid.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
so
look at
fast. So fast in the
Dude,
whoops.
I'm honestly not surprised. I actually am surprised the fact that he didn't like instead of skipping across, he skipped across like 3 whoops with as small as those things were, and then we had another like Glendale moment where he just dropped in and just fucking
Well,
carved
his
it
chain
open.
didn't fall off this
No,
time.
thank you.
They
Let's
fixed that
get
problem.
into Mookie. Let's hammer out the next 2 guys on that list. and
Okay.
that's
So
battle.
AC, what did you think? Well, I'll start with you because you have the most negative thoughts about it. What did you think of this AC ride?
Your boy got a reality check in the 450 class with your other boy that the big boys don't play well with. Hey, I'm going to run it in deep because he got a reality check, and then after that happened, he looked like, oh, I'm scared. Oh, God, I don't want to do anything.
Are you talking about Osborne? And
Wow.
Yes.
Can you do that voice?
I'm glad
I'm
that,
scared.
I'm glad they put that on TV because I saw it in person and was like, I hope the cameras caught that.
And I think it's amazing that of all people, it was Zacho, because like talking about one of the tallest guys in the class to one of the smaller guys in the class.
And guys that have history.
And the fact, yeah, exactly. I had completely forgotten about that. The fact of how hard he launched the landing of that double. I was like, dude, is he going to land on the top of the bowl? He just launched it, and he's like, nope, we're going wide, and we're not going to turn. AC got a reality check, and I guarantee you see a little
That
bit.
happen again?
Yeah, that's not going to happen again. I don't think he rides like the way he did in the 250 class ever again this season.
He made an aggressive pass, but on AC's side, he had to go.
Oh, he did. No,
He
I'm
had
not.
to go.
I'm not. I have nothing against the way he was riding. That's what worked for him at the end of his 250 career. It's what you got to do in the 450 class. But the difference is you got to realize that if you're at the top of a corner and that guy was within a bike length, you got to know like you're going to either turn down early or you're getting taken
But
up in the berm.
I do want to point out though, Roczen made the same pass, and he didn't go after Roczen.
Well, Zacho respects Roczen more.
Okay.
Let's be real. Like I'm not saying he doesn't respect AC, but let's also.
And it probably had to piss him off a little bit that he got the exact same pass put on him in the same spot.
Let's also think that if that would have been the other Husky guy, not Dean Wilson, Jason Anderson, I don't think AC is sitting in the tough blocks. Like he's picking himself up off the ground.
Yeah.
Here's what
I saw Anderson go after Davalos.
Yeah, dude, Marty's got to calm
Yeah,
He
down.
wadded it up like
it's
4
nothing new
times.
for Marty to be on the ground.
He's
this
got to
year.
calm. Yeah,
Party Marty needs to stop.
Funny thing
talking.
is he'll have a good race next weekend, and then he'll kill himself the week after, and then kill himself again, and then have a good race.
I just like watching Party Marty's mechanic change out the clutch, put it in, took it back out, and then was looking at it all again, set it on a rag. One plate was half off the rag in the dirt, and then like.
Right back in the bike. Anyway, so my thoughts on the whole situation. Number one, you want to talk about an internal struggle. Have two of your boys start going at it, and you're like, fuck. Number two, AC, that movie did on Zach, no problem with it.
I don't either, yeah.
450,
No,
solid racing.
had to go.
However, and yes, you're right, had to go. Don't leave the fucking door open in
But
the
I
next
mean,
fucking bowl corner, you idiot.
You don't do that in the 450 class.
No.
250 class you can get away with it because
If
you
he
get
would have
guys
went
shut.
any tighter though, Osborne would have butted him with his front wheel.
He had plenty of room. He should have just rolled over that landing right inside that corner and fucking gone down.
He's actually got lucky that it was in the right-handed 180 and not the 90 before the first double.
Yeah.
Because if that would have been in, Zacho would have just kept
Cleaned
tracking
him
out, and
yeah.
he did just cleaned him out. And
Yeah.
that AC never would even like set up for the face.
Yeah, and like I said, when AC did that to him, I was like, okay, no problem, but you're in
So
trouble
is that
now
for
'cause
me,
Zach-
for you, is that the reality check moment for him? Because for me it is.
I don't think it's so much a reality.
Not like
check.
speed-wise and where he fits in, the fact
Yeah.
of the way you have to race. in the
Yes,
450
yes,
class.
I'll agree with that.
I think
because,
that opened his eyes a little bit.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think too it was a little bit of almost a defeat moment for him. He put in all that work on the start, got past those guys, got to Zach, got stuck for a second, got by Zach, and was like, okay, sweet, now I can start going. And then of course that next corner, Zach comes right back, and then he's sitting there going, fuck, now I got past all these guys again. So
Are we all in
They
the
talked
comment?
about it, and Zacho went, he's going to burn me, I'm going to burn him back.
did he just tuck the front wheel though at the end of the race, AC?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't-
didn't looking twitchy.
I didn't see it.
I would say in practice he went out of the rut was what happened on the top
Dude,
of the berm.
he also skipped across in the whoop section up under the berm and like had another Fortner Cooper moment where he just faded up too high in the berm and then went down. I thought he like went over the berm.
He, yeah, and then what like Osborne said though, I don't know, as long as Osborne gets passed clean, nothing's coming back. Because Osborne was like, he passed me clean, and then there was nothing to it after that.
I think Zacho's been.
I think
we'll save this for when.
I think AC needs to make passes like he did last week, where he just was literally faster and goes around them because I think that works better, obviously, and
I
he's got
think
that
he's faster
speed.
than Zacho though.
Oh yeah,
But I also think though that AC like. He obviously wasn't faster than Kenny. I think Barcia was faster than him. And I think Anderson, if he wouldn't have went down to the heat race when he was catching them, I think Anderson, I don't know if he would have had time to pass AC, but I think Anderson, like those three guys were better than him. And then like we kind of seen where AC's race speed is. Like I have a feeling though that this whole fastest in non-time practice, fastest in both time practice for AC, this is going to keep going. Like because he's just willing to put it out on the line. But I think it's going to
Is
apply
he still
to.
getting like bonuses or whatever for?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think he's gonna
have
have
a PC, but I don't.
But it's going to
I don't
bite him here
think-
soon, though. It's
Yeah.
going to bite him here soon, trying to go fast. It's going to be like a Fortner thing. It's going to bite him eventually.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. He hasn't hit the deck yet. He's just fast.
well, no, he did hit the
When,
ground.
Wow.
when Roxon's battling for the top spot in practice, you boys watch out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he doesn't ever play musical.
I think, though, we did kind of see
Musical
where
heaters,
this
I
is
guess.
where AC is at.
He's a top 5 dude, right?
He is a top 5 guy.
Okay.
He is a top 5 guy. But this is kind of where he is speed-wise in the
Yeah,
races.
And it's not going to shock anybody if he wins a race, right?
I still am on board. He
I
is
don't know
on
if
the race.
I don't think he's got Barcia.
I think
in
that's
here now.
I think that second is kind of his ceiling right now. I could see where you could see that, like because of his speed. But once again, like this what just happened is going to happen more times this year, and we're going to see how he's going to deal with it. He dealt with it fine then,
Yeah.
he backed it down. He knew he wasn't catching Anderson. He calmed down. But at some point, you talk about the internal struggle thing with your. He's going to have an internal moment go, like this is pissing me off now that I can't catch someone.
Yeah.
Because he's never had to deal with that.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so let's move on. Barcia, that was a quiet night that we really didn't see, but it was impressive.
It was quiet but loud.
Was this
If
your-
that makes sense.
Yeah, it
Well,
does.
yeah,
It's
it
kind of like having the speed, but not the mental side.
1-2 on the season so far.
Is
Also,
this for real?
watching him I think it's for real. I'm stamping he's for real this year.
Not yet.
Stamping it right on that.
This is who he is.
This is who he is. This is who he's supposed to be.
I was.
It's who he's supposed to be. Yes, I'll agree with that.
And like looking at him in the heat race, even he came from a ways back in the heat race. We talk about Tomac getting a start and not being able to make his way forward. Barcia didn't get a good start, made his way forward in an 8-minute race.
And he honestly, like, he's still aggressive
And
with
didn't
guys.
look out of control.
Well, that's my point. He's still aggressive with guys, showing a wheel, but he's not like slamming people anymore. Like I think it took a long time, but maybe this is just finally like Barcia's getting it. My career is winding down. This is my time to win a title. And I think that it's going to be an issue with Kenny, with him finally getting a win and only 5 points down. But I think Barcia's going to be he's going to be there the rest of the year, and his speed.
And also in the main too, I want to point out, being there, he was trying to catch Kenny, realized he wasn't backing down.
And he was sick, apparently. No, nobody knew that. Apparently, he was
Barcia?
sick. Yeah.
Everybody's sick.
You want to know who else I didn't know was
was
sick?
Cooper Webb.
Cooper Webb.
Where is he on? Is he the next
Chest
on the list?
infection. Nah, he's not on my
All right, so
next.
back to Barcia. Overall, not a ton to say about his ride. That he did what he had to do, and if he keeps doing that all season, he's
Which
going
is
to be.
I want to see one more ride out of him where he's in the top 5. If he's in the top 5 next week again, then I'm gonna go, okay, this is really real.
Well, it's weird too because you make the comment about being a quiet but loud ride. Even when Barcia's had moments where he just like is terrible, he still has moments where you're like, okay, like this is Barcia's speed.
Yeah.
So the fact that he got second, didn't have a moment where you go, oh holy shit, like that's very telling to me.
Yeah. Now,
And again, too, like I pointed this out last week, my last point on Barcia.
that's okay.
Just the way he was turning that bike on.
God, that bike looks good.
So, after you shit all over Yamaha,
Who here on this likes Yamaha? Thinks Yamaha's a good bike.
The
you said
250
shitty,
F.
and
It is
then- and then you just said it looked good.
What's Aaron Plessinger?
I may go to a
I said
250 F.
Barcia. That's different.
Anyway, after the tunnel, the corner before the whoops,
Yeah.
I don't know if they showed it on TV or not, but he was laying that thing in at the top, and then cutting all 3 of those ruts out and going down the right side of the whoops, setting him up for the next one.
The bike just looks good. When
Like he's turning it down and it like.
Well, also too, I think the fact that they've detuned the motor for more of his over rev style. We talked about this a little bit in the group text. The fact that chassis is just it's not as much energy going through that chassis with him revving the piss out of it. It's been a little bit softer. I think that it's helping with that kind of stuff. Because still, even in the corners, like dude, he's clutching the shit out of it. So when that thing hooks and it wants to drift out, he's not dealing with that same shit anymore.
I don't think he clutches the shit out of it anymore.
That's what I mean. Like before it was.
It's all just in the air.
Before it was. That's what I mean. Like last year it was, and the year before that, like you could see that bike. It would either G out or.
So he says he hasn't changed his riding style, but I think it has.
Well, I think the thing is that bike is allowing him.
Let's not say change. He's developed.
Yeah. Because he still has same tendencies, but yes, the bike now I think that is finally doing what he wants it to do. He's not doing that same stuff that he's always done his entire career.
Okay, so let's move on from Barcia here. Let's talk about Tomac. Now, from what I understand, like we didn't see Tomac a lot on the TV.
No.
Came back to fourth. Horrible start. I heard he was like 18th off the start.
Said the same thing.
But I heard that was quietly a very good ride, which I was kind of shocked because in the heat race in practice, I thought he looked really, really good. And I thought, here we go. Other than he couldn't get by the moving chicane there.
I feel like you're going to agree with me on that.
Zach Osborne was also Zach Osborne's been riding a little bit too much with Marvin Musquin because your boy was all over there. Like, what the hell?
No. He was. I noticed
Stop being
that
a
too.
freaking roadblock, dude.
Oh yes, no, I'm with you on that. I'm watching him ride, going, what the fuck are you doing? Why are we going side to side?
Yeah, like what are you doing,
This
man?
is not
Marv, Zacho, Hill, Freeze, like, God.
I think Tomac has Dungey syndrome.
Elaborate.
Yeah.
Because that's not something you usually hear with Dungey.
So,
Is he scared?
I think when he's behind a guy, look at Anderson Outdoors. Look at what's happened this year.
Oh, he hits a wall.
He settles into their pace.
Yeah, I've kind of, me and Matt Wyman
And
have talked
Dungey
about
used
this.
to do that.
When he's so blazing fast, but when he get kind of like with Zacho riding a wide bike, like even though he knows he's faster, he just gets
sucked
lulled
in.
into that pace.
Right.
And he kind of did that in 2016 Outdoors, like after Kenny whooping his ass. When you get a bad start, he'd go through and you're just watching him and you're like, what are you doing?
And just like Dungey as well, I don't think he wants to start any confrontation.
No.
No, unless it's Marvin Musquin, and even then it doesn't.
No, like even the only he'll retaliate back. The only guy I've really seen him get pissed off was with Dino.
Yeah.
For that tackle, but Dino was riding like an idiot.
Webb in Daytona.
Well, yeah, but that was also both.
Welcome to the 450 class, kid.
Yeah, and that burnt him too.
Well,
we
yeah.
talked about that one.
Yeah,
after
and
it
see,
happened.
so he's afraid of going back in, and it burns him too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Villapoto, those guys. This is what I really loved about Villapoto. He saw a door, just a little open. He kicked that fucker open. Took
Well,
the lead.
Carmichael kind of used to do the same thing too.
Right.
Even though Carmichael was never this bad.
And Tomac just. He just settles in too much behind the guys.
He's not winning inside.
And he's not. I can't. If he keeps doing what he just did this weekend and settling into a pace like that, not being aggressive, he can't do it.
And let's also once again, like AC doesn't go down, Eli doesn't get fourth either.
No. That's
So
the thing.
like
He
he's
still got, how was the pass on Osborne?
I know, but we didn't see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like nobody saw it. That's why people were getting pissed about like focusing on Kenny and Courtney, and then they missed it, and you're like, oh, did Eli
I don't
get
know
him?
if it was aggressive or not.
I'm going to imagine that it probably wasn't, because even though Zacho was going side to side, you could tell that Eli, there were spots that he was setting him up for. Yeah, like I keep seeing this, it's the Dungey thing. He's trying to make it through. He's had, he's realized after the last 3 years. But you also made the comment earlier about going from 9 wins to 8 wins, and then it dropped to 6 last year.
Yeah.
For most people, they'd be like, I want 6 wins. But we also...
The thing is I've heard the point multiple times through Pulp and Main Event. He had that next level speed for a couple of years, and no one was on that level.
Especially in 17. 17, it was
And
very
now it's like the level has risen, but his speed hasn't with it. It's still fast, but everyone else is just as fast.
So-
Carmichael
here-
he always raised the bar.
So hear me out. This is kind of my theory on this, and this is the last thing I'll say about Eli. We've seen him win back-to-back, championships outdoors and this and that, back-to-back. And with Supercross, we know that it's different because he's going to have those Eli moments, like where he just either gets a shit start or once again, like gets sucked into a guy's pace. I think that, because I don't think it's going to happen if he doesn't get it done this year, Eli may be the first person in history that had to get a win within the first 3 rounds. Now maybe he wins next week to win a title. Because we know he's going to have those moments, and we know that his starts aren't great, they're very up and down, but Eli I still believe that mentally, he's not the strongest guy out there.
Nope.
No.
You know, even though going through the double shoulder surgery, which that was a big deal, but people keep telling me, oh, like Dungey, like he's working through and then he's going to turn it on. But we realize that formula doesn't work. Like Eli doesn't start getting wins until the mid half of the season. By then it's gone. And now you're talking about guys with Barcia and Kenny, like they build on confidence.
Yeah, and especially with you got another guy that they're giving all the attention to under the center.
Yeah.
That's got to eat at him too.
Well, and Eli's bad races, let's also be clear. Dungey's bad races, he was still in the box. Eli's
Yeah.
bad races could vary from 4th to 12th.
Yeah.
So I guess my biggest point is, and he had to win. He has to win next week. Like I said, he had to win in St. Louis. I don't think he's gonna win a title. If he doesn't win next week, for me it goes to 0% chance.
Yep.
He's not going to win a
I
championship.
need one more round to see what he's.
And people are gonna burn me on this because they know I don't like Eli. But let's just look at
It's only round 2.
let's just look at the facts though, guys. Like his formula. Oh, I'm gonna win a bunch of races. He won 9 races in 2017 and still didn't win the title. If you can't win, if you're gonna win that many races and still not win a title, it's not gonna happen. And like I said, 9, 8, 6. I said 4. I think if I remember correctly on the preview show. That's looking more because when have we seen Eli speed in a race through these first 2 rounds yet?
Not even in a heat race.
Okay, so last year everybody talked about the broken back, like whatever. He said it wasn't an issue.
It's supposed to be his health.
We still seen up until that first win in the mud, Eli speed because it was at the Triple
Just had to
Crown.
point out.
Remember? Yeah,
I know, I agree. Keep going.
But the Triple Crown, like when he won that race, what did he win by? What was it, like 8 seconds over Cooper, whatever?
Yeah.
I have not seen Eli speed yet
Nope.
for these first 2 rounds, so if he doesn't win next week, it goes to 0% chance for me. I don't care how many wins he
I
gets
got to
this
see
year,
one more round from
Yeah.
him too.
but he's looked bad as
Yeah.
far as Eli.
He didn't
Yeah.
look loose or anything.
No,
so.
which is weird for St. Louis.
Okay, so that's pretty much all I had for like major points here.
Can we talk about Coop though for a little bit? Just the chest
You got
infection.
Coop on there?
I have that. Yes, Webb is
The
still
fuck
sick
are you doing?
with a chest with a
Oh,
chest
whoa!
infection.
Oh!
No,
Which did anybody else see the qualifying times and think, oh, we're just gonna
No.
repeat next week
No, well,
or last week? 'Cause
Oh,
that's what I
yeah,
thought.
yeah,
was
yeah,
we were
yeah,
just doing last week.
but we
again,
didn't
like,
know
he
that he had
doesn't
chest
give a shit.
infection.
Yeah.
So
I
he
mean,
either has pneumonia or bronchitis. If it's a chest infection, it's usually
Yeah.
one of the two. I'm going to give him a pass. I know that it's not great because how many points down as he is now?
I don't
Because that was
know.
11th, 10th,
Yeah,
10th or
something
11th.
like that.
So
he's still
he's
within 22 because he's in the top
I'll
10
give him a
somewhere.
little. I'll give him a pass too.
I'll give him a pass, but he's
But
digging
I'm just
himself
kind
a
of
hole here.
puzzled at how I gotta feel like he was feeling worse last week.
Yeah.
well,
I don't know, man. It's a weird.
if it's a
thing.
chest infection, if it is, I don't
But
agree
like I
with
told you guys after that heat race, he looked gassed.
that. And that's the chest. If he's got pneumonia, that's.
So
I mean,
he
dude, this.
came out of the tunnel and he was just arms
What's-
dropped, ass to the back fender, just kind of riding off the.
What scares me that if he has pneumonia, if that's what it is, I'm not saying that's what it is, so everybody check themselves. If he has pneumonia,
It's not gonna be good.
this season's over with.
Oh yeah.
If it is pneumonia,
Yeah,
if we see
because-
this again,
Because
you
if he doesn't perform next week, you bench him, right, for a week
No.
or two to have him get
but
better.
I didn't even think about that. But what I was going to go with the pneumonia thing, pneumonia is not just something you get over with, and I know what that's pneumonia is about. Like you don't get over. It's going to be a thing that's going to affect him through the whole entire season. Because even when he gets better,
Yeah.
dude, your body is so depleted. Because they said that him and Zacho didn't ride till Thursday. Dude, if he has pneumonia and they like with how serious that is, they are going to be like, dude.
It depends too, because there's different strains of it.
Yes.
And some of them it's not as bad.
But
So.
with what Cole just said about being
Yeah.
depleted and how bad he looked, that if he looks like this again in next to A2, it's
We
could
gotta,
be viral.
we gotta have the same Tomac conversation.
It's good. It's not
Yeah.
good, and he's done. But I can't say that this was a him thing though. Like if this is why he doesn't win the title this year, that's not him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So, all right, so we got to wrap this up here pretty quick. Just a couple other notes. Vogel leading that heat race.
Does he win
That's
that
pretty
heat?
cool.
I think he wins.
I
that
think
heat.
you would have.
I think so too, but he needed to not take that line because that line got whopped out, and that what happened was they couldn't jump that little double on the inside anymore.
he tried to stay too tight in the corner. He needed to square it off.
You
with
could see he
everybody
kind
else.
of went like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
Well, that rut got whopped out, and they couldn't jump. They weren't getting enough lip.
Well, and you almost were
They
like
nosed into that.
you almost were still
second bump.
leading in when you went up the face too, and
Yeah.
that was just kind of why he pitched
Yeah,
inside.
but I do think he probably could have battled for that. Heat.
I was actually kind of excited.
That's the Bogle Justin and I talked about.
Yep.
for sure.
I was so excited. I was like, oh, he's gonna win the heat, and then I'm like, oh shit.
Brayton had those bike issues. That was weird in the heat, and they just
Motor
threw
issues.
the motor away. I heard Malcolm crashed so
just-
bad during
electrical.
the week they threw his bike away. he bent so much shit up crashing during the week there that they threw the bike away.
Must be nice to have a whole fleet of
Oh,
Hondas.
let me go throw that. Where's
Uh,
the garbage can
Yeah,
at?
one of the fucking 20.
I guess he had an ankle kind of injury too, so.
Oh, I don't know.
So it was a pretty good ride for Mookie. with
Yeah.
that. But
Norin, broken ankle is what I heard.
Yeah.
So the
I didn't- I
JGR
didn't
Worlds
know that.
continue. Other than that,
What was the top 10 again?
as far as
The
people
points.
finishing,
we didn't really
I
talk
don't
a
have the
lot
top
about
10 in
we didn't
points.
talk
No,
They're within 22
No, I'm
points.
sorry. I didn't mean points in the main. What was the top 10?
Kenny, Barcia, Ando, Tomac, Osborne, Stewart, AC, Brayton, Baggett, Plessinger, Hill.
Okay, so
I want to talk about.
We got 3 minutes, by the way.
I want to
so
talk about
quick.
Team Pride real quick.
Okay.
Killing it.
Great guy, dude.
Yeah. Low-key,
I think he's
great.
gonna win soon.
He said, and in the stadium, I don't know if the interview was on TV, the same one that was in the stadium. He's like, "We gonna keep it low key popping."
Okay, Dr. Dre. Or not
Okay.
Snoop Dogg.
So we go-
Winners for next week.
That's exactly where I was just going. Kenny?
Oh, I shit the bed on last week.
We all did. I'm gonna go with Kenny, and I'm gonna go with Frenchie. But well, actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna go with Kenny and Cooper.
Kenny Fortner.
Okay. Last one
Because I'm.
before I wrap this up.
And I want to go with my heart, but I also want to go with real.
Okay.
My heart goes Kenny, but we haven't seen him string together anything in a very, very long
Yeah,
time.
we'll see.
I think Barcia,
Okay, who wins 250s?
250.
I didn't see that.
I gotta say Ferrandis.
All right. Last
Do or
thing.
die, Ferrandis always seemed like this is a pressure situation, and I think Ferrandis always thrives under pressure.
Where does AC and Eli finish? Because for me, that's like the biggest talking point. right
AC, I think, is still in the top 5.
now. Okay, I can see that.
Eli, I think he's still dicking around somewhere between like 4th and 9th.
I'd say that.
I see AC gets 4th, and I think the Eli gets 8th.
Okay.
I
Cool.
think,
That's
yeah.
hot.
Hot take.
Bad take, or bad starts. Bad take, bad starts. It's all bad.
All right. So anyway, this has been another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show presented by TLR Coatings and Durango Guitar Works. So make sure to go check them out. Links in the description. All sorts of links in the description for being able to support us, help us out. And the biggest way you can is to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share the video. And we will be back next week wrapping up
A2.
round 2 or round 3,
Round
A2.
round 7.
Said 2. Anyway, so thanks for tuning in. We'll see everybody next week.